Hey team, what's happened? It's Kev here again. On my Nissan Navara ST 2020, I'm going to add a oil catch can. Now what that does basically is your crankcase needs to ventilate. So what happens is air needs to be pushed up. It gets pushed out of the motor, a bit of oil comes out into a hose, goes into your intake, and basically goes back out into your turbo. The oil catch can diverts the oil into a little box and then recirculates it back into the intake manifold. So what happens over time is I add a little pitcher, it slowly clogs up with just gunk and oil, and basically the performance of the car drops. You use more fuel, and sometimes then obviously it destroys the motor. So guys, check this out, enjoy. Okay guys, so here's the oil catch can base. I got it from Western Filters. It's a pretty simple setup, instructions to come, and pretty straightforward. They even throw in a chopper chop to say thank you for purchasing their product. So guys, under the bonnet, you got your little bracket here. Base, it's already made up and set up to sit straight on here, and that's where the oil catch can sits. From here, the hose just runs up and over. Off tops the engine cover. Basically pretty simple. One hose runs, we take this off here, which is the oil coming out of the motor, runs back in through the catch can, and then from that runs back around back into this lever here. So it's pretty straightforward, and off we go. So I'm just going to drop the drain hose down the engine bay. Once it sits in there, bracket goes on. It's probably about the fiddliest part of it all. So guys, the intake valves here, hose, you do need a pair of pliers. That was my error. I didn't see the little clip here, but it's pretty simple. That just comes straight off. I'll explain that now. So basically the hoses that I've got to go into the oil catch can, one plugs into here, it just comes up and around, goes into the bottom hose. The top hose will come up and around, back into the engine. So it's pretty straightforward. So there's only two hoses, guys. One's just going to sit on top, on the bottom of the catch can. I'll do that up now so I don't forget. Runs up the back. That'll just get zip tied. Plug straight into the hose itself. Pretty straightforward. Quickly do this one up. Sit back under there like that. And then the last hose, again, runs on to the oil catch can, just here. There's my top. It'll run up and over. Into the original position. make sure it's on correctly before I go any further. Just loosen that. Just to make sure it's on correctly. And that is it. A couple little rip ties that I'll put on here to make it neater, and I'll show you when it's done. Okay guys, so I tied it up. The instruction says 3 ties, 1, 2, 3. It only come with 2, so I've just added one over here where it said 2. But that's it. Again, top one runs over, back into the motor. The bottom hose runs into the hose that's come off the motor, and that's how it bypasses all the crap, gets caught in here and pushes it back out to the intake. So pretty simple. So guys, this is where the drain hole is, basically at the bottom, that runs down. I did have to trim it down just a little bit, but the screw that I've put on, I'm going to put a bit of tape around it so it doesn't scratch the chassis. Okay guys, so there you go, it's all done. So it's a Western filter oil catch can for the Nissan Navara 2020. It's an ST. Now I did put a code in which was less 15% and it worked. Put it down to 306 with free delivery. So guys, I hope this works for you. Hit the like page, hit the subscribe button. You got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Add them below. Cheers, Kev.